We've been talking about it all morning. Another night of chaos on college campuses nationwide. This one here at Columbia University. New York City police will remain at the Ivy League school through May 17th. That's through the remainder of commencement events. And you've got video here on your screen. NYPD breaking through the barriers, essentially having to climb through the windows at Hamilton Hall. It was the building that had been occupied by anti-Israel protesters.
Coming 2 weeks after protesters built an encampment and then took over that building here. Columbia University deciding to finally call in the NYPD to clear the Hamilton building out of the academic hall here on Columbia's campus. I want to bring in Ray Kelly. He's the former NYPD commissioner on this one here. Commissioner, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. Always a pleasure.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Police are saying that about 100 protesters were arrested in this instance there at Columbia. They had to enter the building through the second story, but they also had to be invited by Columbia. It was a call by the president, by the staff there at Columbia University to allow NYPD officers in to finally break this up. As you've watched like we have, what went through your mind?
Well, last night I observed the entrance on the part of the police department. I thought it was professionally done. It was done in a very deliberate fashion. I think because of just the sheer size of the number of police officers that were there, that it certainly intimidated the demonstrators. But we'll have to see what happens to them down the road. The immediate problem, I think, has been solved. But these young people are going to get and have got, they're already all out, already got some sort of desk appearance ticket or summons for what they've done. And it's returnable maybe 30, 40, 50 days down the road here. So a lot can happen during that period of time. We don't know what the school is going to do as far as being a complainant. We don't know what they're going to do internally as far as their own regulations are concerned. But as far as the police activity, I thought it was well done. There was apparently no or very little confrontation. The demonstrators were resigned to the fact that it was over, and they went out, as far as I can see, peacefully.
Yeah. We were taking some of the mayor's press conference earlier this morning, and his read on it was a lot of the protesters actually came from outside. Perhaps maybe they weren't all students, these outside agitators. And based on what you've seen and what you've been following here, do you think that that's a correct evaluation? And maybe how many outside folks could have been infiltrating into these protests?
Well, I think that's an accurate assessment. How many, not certain. But I believe that this is part of the national effort on the part of organizations like SJP, Students for Justice in Palestine. I looked at them a few years ago and realized that they've been in existence since the mid-90s. And their major function seems to be harassing Jewish students on college campuses. I interviewed several students at Columbia a few years ago, and that was their major complaint. That not only were they being harassed, but the administration would do nothing about it. That the administration was well aware of the harassment that was going on, but just turned a blind eye. So this is not a new problem. This has been going on for a while, and probably maybe even a decade before I even looked at it, perhaps longer. So this is not new news to people who are involved in the Columbia community. And it really, vacillation on this was a big part of the problem.